Oh my God. Like, this is literally what a rush.
Something quite amazing happens on TVC every single morning. So amazing. So, in fact, it's borderline surreal. You have no idea what it takes to make it here on the show.
This morning, what we are serving is 4 beautiful ladies who are coming together to give you a breakfast show experience like never before.
And that's why we also have the amazing and Winfrey who are going to be joining us in a bit. They're getting all dolled up just for you.
Just like us. Wait, is brown and blonde the thing now?
I think it looks good though. Like
it looks really nice. Yeah.
Now we have 1 hour 45 minutes of amazing TV for you coming up now.
That's right. Nothing gets us going more than the thought that you're with us every morning, sharing in the moments that we love to share with you.
Yeah. And being in the comfort of family, loved ones, it's unbeatable. It's the best way to start your day. But hey, Wake Up Nigeria comes with its own goodies.
Now, as you can see,
too, right? Yeah.
We mean to give you a good time. We are not just the goodies, though. We are the goodies, yes. But we also mean to give you a good time of it, okay? This morning. It promises to be a truly amazing experience. My name is Mary Bashua Ali.
And I'm Titilayo Onyinson. Please stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv. That's our website. And of course, you can also stream on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yes, when you download the TVC app on both the Android and iOS stores, you get unrestricted access to all our premium shows anywhere you may be. And of course on YouTube, you will find us at TVC Entertainment, where you can catch up on old episodes of the show.
So now on to what we have for you this morning. We have Dr. Kalu Maju. Now he's a medical doctor at Quincy Wellness and Naturopathic Center. He's going to be joining us on our nutrition segment this morning to discuss the most effective fruits and vegetables for weight loss. And then it'll be on to a performance. We have Kechi Vibes, who's a songwriter and singer with a lot of talent that's yet to be tapped. Now we intend to tap into some of that talent today right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
We will be joined by certified mental health counselor with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling, Olaiwola Abiola. You will be discussing pertinent questions to ask before saying yes, taking into consideration the things you used to like about your partners but no longer like.
Yeah. That's a conversation we need to have, Mary. That's a conversation we need to have. Now we'll also be having a chat with gospel singer, music producer, songwriter, and so much more, the one and only Mike Abdul. Now this guy has worked with some amazing artists, producers. He is one of the biggest gospel ministers on the continent.
Music. Yeah. Okay, talking about music, I actually like the fact that we're having Mike Abdul, and I'm loving the inspirational music because today is Ash Wednesday. Now, of course, for those who do not know, Ash Wednesday means the very start of the 40 days fasts. But let me warn you, the Catholic fast is not the same as regular fast, okay? So yes, we are going to fast for 40 days, but note that the Sundays in between, we don't fast. Catholics don't fast on Sundays. Okay. So we fast Monday to Saturday, Monday to Saturday. So if you still have a party on Sunday, we used to attend still.
Wow, Mary. But it does also highlight the fact that Easter is close, meaning another celebration. So whenever these, I like to call them milestones during the year, whenever these things happen, it just tells you the year is running fast. What exactly have you achieved between the beginning of the year and Easter?
Don't start.
When you start thinking about that, you're like, you know, I got to get to work.
Don't start.
Why?
I have learned that, see, I mean, take your time at your own pace. I mean, if that thing that you're going to accomplish is going to be in June or July or August, don't let anybody put pressure on you. Take your time.
Yeah,
no, because I'm using myself as an example now. I'm in that place where if I want to do something, I'm not rushing. I'm just going to take my time and just do it. I'm supposed to have released my next collection It was supposed to be ready by February. But I had so many others. And you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take my time. Etola is like, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot meet up with your demand. That's fine.
Yeah. And then you know.
Hello and welcome. This is the news update on TVC. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's begin in the nation's capital, Abuja, where the National Assembly has received a letter from President Muhammadu Buhari seeking an amendment of Section 84, Subsection 2 and Subsection 12 in the 2022 Electoral Act. President Buhari, in his letter, wants the National Assembly to amend Section 84, which states that no political appointee shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the purpose of the nomination of any candidate for an election. The president says the amendment is necessary as the clause constitutes a fundamental defect and leads to the disenfranchisement of political office holders. He adds that the provision introduces qualification and disqualification criteria that ultravise the Constitution by way of importing blanket restrictions to serving political office holders. The federal government has resumed negotiations with the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Tuesday's meeting is the second of its kind since the academic staff declared a one-month warning strike 3 weeks ago. The union is seeking improved welfare, revitalization of public universities, and university autonomy, among other demands. The ASU representatives at the meeting said they were no longer interested in signing a memorandum of understanding that demanded actions on past agreements. Meanwhile, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, expressed optimism that the impasse will be resolved. Meanwhile, as the Academic Staff Union of Universities is negotiating with the government, the Trade Union Congress says it will embark on a solidarity strike with ASU if the federal government fails to resolve the lingering issues. In a statement by the TUC President, Quadri Olaleye reveals that everything must be done to dispense with this impasse within 2 weeks to avoid a situation where the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria will embark on a solidarity strike with the university teachers and their students. The statement also adds that government must engage ASU in constructive negotiations to find lasting solution and their complaints without further delay, as the one-month warning strike the union embarked on will soon elapse. The TUC also condemns the behavior of the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, during the meeting with the National Association of Nigerian Students on Monday. The students had accused the minister of walking out on them after voicing their grievances over the ongoing ASU strike. And that's a wrap on the news update. I'll be back on the other side of 8 with more stories. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to keep it here on TVC. The ladies are standing by and they have much more. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria's news headlines are coming up next. When it comes to the headlines and the dailies, we're going to be starting with the Guardian newspaper today. Today is Wednesday, March the 2nd, 2022. Buhari leaves for Nairobi, London, as fuel scarcity bites harder nationwide. Kaduna Ilorin motorists sleep at filling stations. Marketers deny blending of adulterated petrol, say product yet to be evacuated. Will not lift PMS for depot owners selling above 148.77 naira, says Nupeng. Right beneath the masthead there, it says Nigerian volunteer fighters besiege Ukrainian embassy. President writes Senate seeks review of electoral law. 12 people burnt to death in Kano auto crash. Let's see what else we have here. Right at the bottom here, it says National Assembly votes for devolution of power, council autonomy. Of course, more information occurs on page 2. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian. We also have other papers here for you. Let's take a look at what's happening on the cover of the Punch newspaper this morning. It says, federal government loses out. NAS affirms state's power to collect VAT. Lagos Akwa Ibom hail lawmakers on value-added tax, say it's true federalism. Senators, reps retain VAT on concurrent lists. Local government autonomy scales through. Beside the masthead there, it says NNPC to increase production as Brent crude crosses $105 per barrel. Right at the top here, it says Nigeria lost $50 billion worth of investments while waiting for PIB passage, according to Minister. On the Russian invasion, Nigeria to evacuate Ghanaians, Cameroonians, others. Interesting. ASU's demands mustn't violate wages commission procedure, according to Ngige. Let's see what else we have here. Now, the photo story there shows the NYSC Core 2022 Batch A Stream 1 members during their swearing in an orientation camp in Abuja. All right.
I know this morning we're going to be talking about something that has to do with ladies exercising certain
rights.
Right. Or is it wants or desires, we'll call them. I'm not even sure yet. However, before that, I just want to touch on something. This issue of fuel scarcity is not funny anymore. And to be honest, the government says, oh, it's because if we take off fuel subsidies, it's going to be 300 and something, Abi. Please, can the government just as well take out, you know, fuel subsidy? Because people are already buying 500 naira per liter anyway. So we might as well start buying it at 300 and something and know that there's no more fuel subsidy to be paid. Save the money and invest on education so the lecturers can come back to work. And then we'll stop giving girls that will be asking for money for transport.
I had this conversation yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yes, a very interesting person. You know what? I mean, we're as well buying fuel at a higher rate.
Yes.
So we may as well just have it in, you know, surplus.
Yes.
And at least we have access to it. But they said it's political season.
It's political
season. We cannot afford to increase it.
So
let's all be
just
patient.
increase it. Let's
Things
politics
will
aside.
normalize.
So
Talking about normalizing things.
Oh my God.
Shaka.
Do we normalize going on dates and being appreciated?
Wow.
Brown envelope things.
Wow.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. So that the whole, you know, when there's this whole thing about, you know, leaving money on the dresser or leaving some change for transport or thanks for coming, Abby, they call it TFC, Abby?
Yes, thanks for coming. Yeah, that was what Mazino called it yesterday. Mazino said TFC, thanks for coming.
I've never been a fan of it because it felt what I'm going to say in my dating days, it felt insulting to me. That, oh, the only reason why I came into your space is because I was anticipating some change. It felt, you know, like, first of all, my intellect wasn't worth your, you know, your time. Like, you know, like, dude, I can buy my own drinks. I can even be the one to pay for the lunch. It's not that I can't. The fact that you offer to sounds nice, but it's not a must. That's just for me. But there's some ladies now that if you don't, or if a guy doesn't give them anything on their way out or away from a date or after a date, whether it's in the night or in the morning, they left the date too, in quotes.
Okay.
They find that, you know, the guy is not serious and they don't take those guys seriously.
Anyway.
I find it a little sexist.
So quickly, before we wrap this up, because we really have to go, this conversation is sprung from the fact that women believe, or there was a conversation that ensued, and then these ladies are saying that as a lady, if I'm going to take all that time in doing my makeup, you know, paying a makeup artist to get my hair, my face done, to get my hair done, to get my nails did,
to look fly,
to look good, and then I go on a date, and the guy doesn't appreciate me by giving me a little something after the date, then he's not worth my time, he's not worth a second date. Now, that is a conversation that I think is actually for social media. Like, we need to continue that conversation on social media because we don't have the time. And I can see Mary. She's like brewing.
It's not even that too. So I find it amusing. I'm trying to relate with some of these things because in all my life, and I'm not shading anybody, including those in my life. In all my life, nobody has ever said, thanks for coming.
Oh.
I'm not joking.
Oh.
Maybe it's the way I present myself, like I can take care of myself, I don't need you. But in my entire life, I've not experienced it. So I don't know whether I'll feel insulted. I don't know whether I'll be like, oh, thank you, or I don't know. But it has never happened to me.
So whenever it used to happen to me, because I did actually receive thanks for coming a few times. But the truth is, I actually did it because I didn't want the guy to feel insulted. I didn't do it because I felt it was his obligation. I felt there are some particular guys, if they offer you something and you shun it, it's like you are rude, or this one is doing this independent, or this one, my money is not good enough for her, or that was the reason.
Me
not
that we will
because
be struggling to pay for food.
You know, there's a certain ethnic, or there's a certain tribe of men that like to appreciate women.
Yeah.
They just love it. It's, I think it's in, I don't know if it's something that they were, you know, that was engraved in their, embedded in their DNA, while, you know, but it keeps...
Please, you will tell me that tribe later. I'm interested.
They like to appreciate women. Please,
please, that tribe.
If I you know, put in all that effort, there's nothing wrong in being appreciated.
Appreciate me by
appreciate
me by giving me connections for work. Appreciate me by encouraging me to get a better education, maybe helping with fees.
It depends on how much appreciate you. Like, I can't
appreciate me in other ways. Which one is putting money on the table there and then go and collect it and where happy going?
The reason I didn't want to really talk much about this is because I had not experienced it. But from a neutral point of view, it's a 50-50 thing for me. On the one hand, you don't need to expect it. On the other hand, if you can give, why don't you give? Some guys form flashy, then they get upset when the girl expects something from them. It's how you put yourself on the table that will carry you to.
You drive in with the Mercedes and then expect that
Please,
you
you're
should
coming
go and
on
take
a date
Okada.
to the Mercedes.
You are not. There must be times for coming. I mean.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Don't mind MMO. MMO is married with 2 children. She's not collecting thanks for coming. Let's take this break. We'll be right back.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. Yes, so talking about appreciations, Blossom is here to appreciate me on the show. Thanks for coming. Because I believe that this breakfast is all mine, not just mine. I'm kidding. Anyways, this morning we are making sweet potato porridge.
Porridge, yes.
What inspired this recipe or this meal this morning?
Nothing really.
Because this is like so away from your regular meal.
Nothing really. I think lately some persons have been asking, okay, we want to eat healthy, want to burn some fat and all of that. And sweet potato is just perfect for it because it's filled with fiber and
a lot of nutrients. Yeah, so let's talk about the other ingredients.
Okay, so this morning we'll be working with just the normal and the basic recipe for any porridge you want to prepare.
Okay.
We're working with crayfish, blended crayfish, working with our onions. We have some puree here already. We're working with our seasoning, mashed seasoning cubes, our pumpkin leaves. And this is a pepper mix already processed. Yes, processed.
Okay.
Then our palm oil, of course. Then our scotch bonnet, blended scotch bonnet. And then this is parsley. You might want to use your parsley flakes or the pumpkin. Either of would go for this recipe. Then we have our croaker fish.
What did you do with the croaker fish?
I sauteed in the pepper mix.
Okay.
Yes.
In the fish.
In the fish.
Okay,
yes.
great. Now, why are we? And then our sweet potatoes, of course, which is main star ingredients here. The parsley. Why did you feel the need to blend it?
Oh, I got the flakes from the container.
Oh, okay. So you got this from off the counter, from the supermarket. Okay, great. And what flavor does the parsley actually add to this? Because I've never actually used parsley in porridge.
It doesn't really give so much flavor as much as your local pumpkin will give you. It's just for garnish. It looks finer, you know, just has this very nice look.
Okay, so I guess we'll see what you're talking about later on. Okay, so let's get cooking. What are we starting with?
Okay, we'll start. We already have our sweet potatoes cut.
And washed, as I can see here.
Yes.
Okay.
So, we'll have
are we still going to chop them, or we're just going to put them in the pot?
Because we're not chopping them. Because I want to have some chunks. I don't want to have them match porridge.
Oh, okay.
So we'll leave it like this.
All right. If you didn't catch up on the ingredients earlier on, we would roll them right now, and it's right there on your screen. So let's go ahead and have our pot. We're having sweet potato porridge this morning. I love this meal, actually. It's one of my favorite meals. It's quite very easy to make. As you can see, all the ingredients, we have our onions, crayfish, palm oil, potatoes, our fish, and our blended parsley and our vegetables. So what are we starting with?
So we'll start by heating up our pan for a bit.
Okay.
Then we have some water going to the pan.
Okay.
So once the water is hot, like boiled, we'll put in our potatoes.
Okay.
Then we'll salt them, just a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Then once it's boiling, just add your onions, add your pepper, your crayfish, your pepper mix. This is optional. Some persons just want to cook their porridge.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think I'm one of those people actually. Yeah.
Well, I like the taste that the pepper mix gives too. So in here we have our tatashe and shombo.
Ooh,
just tatashe and shombo.
Okay.
With some palm
you use
oil.
a lot of tatashe and shombo. As a matter of fact, you were one of the few people that introduced me to tatashe and
Yes, you
shombo,
mentioned.
especially in my moi mois. And there's a certain flavor that it
gives,
adds to your meal actually. And well, like she said, it's optional. If you don't like it, then
do not use it.
Do not use it. Yeah, so that you won't say it's one chef from Wake Up Nigeria. As well as you're gonna be adding shombo. But hey, if you want to, you like it, go ahead and use it. Depends on how you want it. So right now we are heating up our pan and we are going to boil some water in it, right?
Yes.
And then we are going. So this is a very, very easy recipe. It's something that I'm sure children are definitely going to love this. I know that we like to stuff them with rice, but sometimes, you know, just, you know, whip up something interesting like what we're making this morning on the show, with something that you've never tried out before. I think you should. Sweet potatoes are not just only rich in nutrients, they're also rich in antioxidants that also help to boost your immune system. And they are very affordable.
Very, very.
Very cheap.
Compared to yam.
Well, yeah, I think yams are expensive
Very
now, right?
expensive, yes. The least you could get like 1,000.
1,000 for how many tubers?
Just one tuber.
I thought you wanted to say 2 tubers. I wanted to
just
correct
one.
you. So imagine if, you know, how much sweet potatoes you could actually get for 1,000 naira. That's like so much. And those sweet potato sellers are very, very generous, guys.
Yes,
so like if you see like a portion for 200 and you told them you want to have 2 for 300, they'd actually sell it to you. Well, they do it for me, so I'm hoping that they would also.
And then also, this recipe also goes for your porridge now. You could use it for your yam porridge. Just any kind of porridge you want to use. For your Irish potato porridge. Have you tried it? You should try it. You should try it. It's
Irish
heavenly.
potatoes, okay. I would definitely try it. I'll definitely try it, especially because Irish potatoes are quite expensive. But hey, that's the fun thing about cooking. You could also try this out, or try that out, or try, you know, there's so many options to work with. It depends on your pockets and
your preference.
Whatever you like. Okay, so we're just going, that water is going to take a while to boil. Then we're putting our potatoes in there, and then our onions. And then wait for that to boil it. Ready?
Yeah.
And then what goes in next?
The pepper goes in next after the onions. Then
anyways, we are going to take you guys on, you know, our journey here in the kitchen. But while we're waiting for the water to boil, we have to head over to the couch now for some nutrition discussion with Titi.
Now, this is one of my favorite segments because after the nutrition segment, I'm really more comfortable going to a supermarket or an open market and buying certain items for my family to consume. This morning, we have Dr. Kalu Maju. He's a medical doctor at Quincy Wellness and Naturopathic Center. Today, he's joining us on our nutrition segment to discuss the most effective fruits and vegetables for weight loss. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
I think it's like a Happy New Year kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's Happy New Year because it's been like, what, 9 months now?
Now, when it comes to nutrition, people have different opinions about what they can do to lose weight. But one thing most people agree on is that fruits and vegetables are very key. Am I right?
Yeah, true. That's true. The basis which fruits and vegetables would help you to lose weight is because there's high fiber content.
Okay.
So what fiber does is it gives you the illusion of being full.
Okay.
So you eat and you're not getting a lot of calories,
Okay.
but then you feel satisfied. You feel like, oh, I've eaten.
Okay.
And I'm good. So, but you're not getting so much energy. I remember the last time on the show we talked about obesity being, you know, a measure of what goes in and what goes out. So if you're getting like stuff that is high in fiber, it means it's like a placebo. You're not getting anything too serious.
Okay.
You know. And then, of course, you also want to get things that are high in vitamin C because there's some evidence that vitamin C is good it increases the metabolism of fat.
Okay.
So if you have fruits like that are high in vitamin C, they can help to burn, fat.
Okay. So now let's talk about our shopping list.
Okay.
You know, our shopping list, when we go to a supermarket and open market now, what are the most effective? Let's start with vegetables that I should have on my list and why.
Well, we'll start with our ugu.
Ugu?
The pumpkin leaf.
Okay.
I think it's ugu. Like everybody in Nigeria should know what ugu is. Yeah, so ugu is very high in vitamins A and C, and also has a lot of fiber. So, you're getting a lot of nutrients. At the same time, it's doing that whole illusion act of making you feel full and satisfied. Then, of course, there's spinach, F4.
Okay.
Then you want to do pawpaw. Pawpaw is really good because it's medicinal. It helps with a lot of things, but it's also high in vitamins and then fiber as well. Then you want to do fruits, We're on the vegetables
We're
now,
still on vegetables.
Okay, we're still on vegetables.
We're still on vegetables.
So cabbages.
Cabbage.
Yes.
Cabbage is something we see a lot in like coleslaw.
Yeah. It's high in fiber. It also contains a lot of protein.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
there's plant-based protein. And then, of course, high protein diets have been found to also, because the body burns a lot of calories trying to break down proteins.
Okay.
So it helps in weight loss. Yeah. But when I say protein, a lot of people are like, oh, it's true, the doctor said high protein, so let me go and look for one bowl of cow meat. No, it's like plant-based protein. Okay. Because then you're not getting all with animal-based proteins. There's a whole lot of fats and all to come with.
So plant-based protein, I think soya beans on that list?
Yeah.
Soya?
Yeah.
Okay. Soya beans on that list. So we've already covered some vegetables. We talked about pumpkin leaf, that's ugu, spinach,
cabbage,
that's F4, cabbage. So these are all green.
Broccoli.
Is there any correlation with the color of these vegetables being green? I'm saying the green...
the greener the...
Yes.
Well, the green thing is, the plants are green because of photosynthesis.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the nutrient content that make them... They have this... pigmentation that makes them green. But, it could be because, but hibiscus leaf is red, but then it also is good for weight loss because you use it to make your zobo and all that stuff. It's good because it contains vitamins.
And then they say carrots
fiber
too.
As well. Carrots too, and then it's not green, so it might not really just be the color.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Sure, so.
Okay, so that's an interesting aspect to my shopping list. All those vegetables are easy, ready, available in most markets and supermarkets, almost all the year round in Nigeria at least. But now let's talk fruits. So I've had this ongoing argument about fruits like pineapple and banana. Because I had read somewhere that, they were high in sugar and they were not really the best for weight loss. Yeah,
so the vitamin C in pineapple would make you think, oh, let me do pineapple, but then the sugar content. So now you have to, the yin and the yang, like you have to weigh in on it and be like, the advantages and just to be on the safe side. If you're trying to lose weight, maybe not. Bananas too, they contain fiber, but then there's also a lot of, sugar in it, so you're just trying to not do that as well.
So many people add banana and pineapple because of the sugar or the sweeter taste, especially when you're having like smoothies and things like that. But let's talk about fruits that are better for weight loss than those for the fruits, than pineapple and banana.
Okay, you do avocado. Avocado is good. Okay. Contains a lot of protein. And I said, plant-based proteins are good because of the bodies. You do oranges as well. Everything in the orange, not just the juice. Okay. Yeah, so you're getting the vitamin C, the fiber. Because you need the fiber. The fiber is like the mainstay, I think, because it's, like I said, the placebo, the parts that just makes you full. Because if you don't stay full, it's not just the nutrients you're getting. You are going to feel hungry in a bit. Because if you lick an orange and you just suck the juice, in 20, 30 minutes, the whole effect, you're going to be like, oh, it's true, I've not really eaten anything. But if you eat it with everything, you now feel the fiber content is higher, you feel fuller, so you can go hours without needing, another meal. And that's, I also mentioned something about pawpaw earlier.
Okay, pawpaw.
Yeah, so you need it. It's good, even with the seeds, because the seeds even act as laxatives.
Really? The pawpaw seed?
Yeah. So there's a therapy, like even, because we also are involved in weight loss. So
go ahead.
The seeds, we use them as laxatives. As we use them. So for people, we notice, oh, doctor, I've not been able to pull in days. Instead of doing maybe Dulcolax or any of those medications, so start natural. And the most natural way is just use the pawpaw seeds. It's like a laxative.
Really? So what do? You blend it or?
Yeah, you chew it.
You chew it?
Chew it.
My goodness. And it works?
It works. It works. Like, people lose just by decongesting the gut, a lot of stool and all that. People lose up to 3 kilograms in the first 2 days when you do all that. Then we now start talking about burning the fat and, getting in a lot of fiber to keep you satisfied.
So we've covered oranges. Make sure oranges are on your list. Pawpaw as well. Any other fruit to add before we go?
Nice fruits. Grapes.
Grapes.
Not the other sweet Oyibo kind.
The grapefruit.
Exactly.
Grapefruit.
Yes, that one.
All right. And of course, you'll be eating the fiber with that as well.
Yes, the fiber. Always remember that fibers are very important.
So when you're going out shopping this weekend or this week for your family, why not add some of those fruits and veggies to your shopping list? And thank you so much, Dr. Kalu, for coming to talk to us again.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
All right. So much to think about. Well, I'll be doing this thinking during our break. Stay with us.
Hello, welcome back. Yes, we're here in the kitchen with Chef Blossom.
Yeah.
Your energy is supposed to match mine. Well, this morning she's making sweet potato porridge. Yes. I love sweet potatoes. On your screen right there are the ingredients. So Blossom, over to you. Let's go there.
Okay, so we have, because I like to go overboard in my onions for any kind of porridge. So we have some onion puree already tossed into our potatoes.
Okay.
Our hot boiling potatoes and, correct, and then we have our chopped onions. All right, and then, like I said earlier, we have our pepper mix, which includes our tatache, our shombo, and that is that. Then it's processed already with some palm oil, a little bit of palm oil. Then we have our blended crayfish, our palm oil, Scotch bonnet, Scotch bonnet, and then our mashed seasoning cubes. Then I said for options, you could go with pumpkin leaves or some parsley flakes. Then for garnish, we have some croaker fish. We have our croaker fish. We'll still have to heat this up, to brighten it better.
Okay.
Because we have.
And we have our sweet potatoes already cooking.
Yes,
we have it there. What did you put in there?
A pinch of salt and our onion puree.
Okay, so are we ready to start cooking?
Like
we're cooking already, so are we ready to, put all of the ingredients in?
Yes,
okay, great. Why exactly did you put the onion puree in the sweet potatoes?
I said earlier that I love onions in my porridge. Love to go overboard. So, for the puree, I think when you blend it, it's just my mindset. It has this way of just, getting into the potatoes and just my mindset. Okay. Then I like to use this one for towards the end.
Okay, just more like and give it an extra flavor.
Yes,
because actually when you blend your onions,
the heat comes. Yes.
It
brings out this juice properly.
Yeah, she gets it. Anyways, let's go. What's going into the pot?
So the next thing is our pepper. This pepper is really is a habanero pepper. Habanero pepper, yes, very hot. So that's why we don't have so much of it. Okay. So we'll toss that in.
All right. That's optional, right?
Yes, you could use any kind of pepper you want. You could use your black peppers, your yellow peppers, any pepper that could. There's a preference.
Black pepper has become my must-have in every meal that I make. Yes, I mean, there's a certain flavor that black pepper actually gives to your meal, and then it also makes you feel like a chef.
Wow.
Because yes, it makes actually feel like a chef because, I mean, you know, chefs always like, oh, sir, I'm not adding in seasoning cubes. I'm just going to add my black pepper to give it that extra flavor.
Yes.
So, yeah.
How about paprika? Have you ever tried to use it?
Oh, no. So I think that's another spice that I think I should have.
And some garlic.
Paprika.
And if
No,
you
no,
have
garlics are a must-have.
yeah.
The fresh garlic and ginger. Oh, whenever I go to my 12, I go to Chatta, you think I'm selling it. Yeah. Okay, so we have our crayfish in there. What's going in next?
And our oil.
Palm oil.
Our palm oil.
And then quickly, what's going in afterwards? We're just going to allow that cook for a bit?
Yes, we'll allow cook for a bit, then we'll toss in our... because
Blended
it's processed,
teriyaki
so you don't want to overcook it.
All right, so all of this is going in,
yes.
and then our sweet potatoes will be ready in a bit. We have to go right now, people. There's still so much more coming your way in the second hour. Just second 45 minutes, yes. We'll be right back, people.
Hello and welcome back. Now, we're not even close to being done because we know that a mere 1 hour can never be enough for all the things that we bring you on Wake Up Nigeria.
And you know, let's be able to inspire to aspire now. A wise person once said, conquer the morning and you have conquered the day.
True, very true, especially if you wake up before the sun. We like to think...
Do we wake up before the sun or even before the cock?
Yeah, we hear the cockerels while we're on the show. But we like to think that we do our bit to make sure that your morning starts right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, we took out time figuring out all the things that get us going as Nigerians. You will find almost, if not all of them, on Wake Up Nigeria. Like what is...
Yeah.
What? Aroma.
Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze.
It's not sneezing.
What is it?
I am feeling overwhelmed by the aroma that's coming from the kitchen. Hey.
Honestly, when it comes to food, Chef Blossom is someone we can always rely on for something tasty.
We can. As always, she is, you know, the kitchen is in a ray, yeah. But anyways, breakfast is getting served. You're getting ready.
Oh my God, all this talk about food. I just suddenly remembered we have an event this Saturday.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll talk about it much later.
We have to talk about that. Wow. Okay, so all things beautiful, all things entertaining, they're coming your way.
And educating too, because our ability to learn, grow, and expand our knowledge bank is what sets us apart and has earned the title of higher animal. I am higher than animal.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So let's remind you that the Wake Up Nigeria Cookout competition will be happening this Saturday. And really, it's something that you and all of us have been looking forward to for quite a while.
Yes, that's what I was talking about just some seconds back. Our 5 finalists have been selected. And all we have to do now is to anticipate the arrival of Saturday when the aroma will be more overwhelming. Hey.
This compound is going to come alive. Can't wait to meet all of you.
Yes, my name is Mary Bashua Alimi.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Please stream the show live. Join our e-community on tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Now, you can also download the TVC app. That's via both the Android and iOS stores, okay? Check us out at YouTube, okay? Check us out on YouTube at TVC Entertainment.
Yeah. Don't know about you, but we're really looking forward to what's coming next. We have a performance from Catchy Vibes.
Yes.
He's a songwriter, singer, someone with a talent that's yet to be tapped. We will be tapping into it right here.
Certified mental health counselor with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling, Olaiwola Abiola. We can't wait for the conversation.
And then we'll be having a chat with gospel singer, music producer, songwriter, Mike Abdul. Now, this guy has been working with some amazing artists, producers, and music ministers all over the world. People like Monique, Tim Godfrey, and many, many others. And we can't wait to have him here. Yeah, so this weekend, we're going to have the Wake Up Nigeria Cookout.
That's right.
Can't wait. Now, the setup I'm planning for this event has been so in-depth. Everybody, all hands on deck. People from even other departments are joining in, you know, because it's really exciting. We're going to have our own competition when it comes to cooking right here at TVC. It's just amazing. Amazing.
All right.
5 contestants competing for 100,000 naira right here at TVC.
That's 100,000. You know, I'm not actually much of a fan of, you know, winner takes it all. But when it comes to food, you need to impress me and take it all. It's too much.
Yeah.
Is that the brown envelope for you?
Food is my own brown envelope.
Really?
Wow, okay.
As in, I hate to confess it, but food is my mumu but.
Oh, wow.
I'm not really particular about money, clothes, jewelry, but you see food. And funny enough, I don't eat much, but I just like food. Like, even just looking at it, like this.
Wow.
So you know the amazing thing? So that whole thanks for coming thing, if the guy can cook breakfast, that's enough thanks for coming.
I don't understand.
Okay, so Titi finally had
so
you need to thanks for coming.
He cooked it with his two hands, not that he ordered it too.
So it's not commercial, like giving you financial support.
No.
This is foodashal support.
Cook for me, baby. Cook
You're
for
talking
me.
about the headache?
Yes, I wanted to mention the Eddies. So the Eddies this year is a Nigerian award, but it's taking place in America.
Why?
I was going to say it because it has a long thing. but really, that's what they've decided to do. And this year, the next rated award, you know, they usually give the
Next
artist
rated,
a car.
Yeah.
They decided to step it up.
Okay.
Bentley 2020.
Is it lie?
Are you serious?
I'm sure you won't drop that your song. What are you talking about?
You're watching Wake Up Nigeria.
Me too, you can see.
Next rated.
You miss your
Are
flight.
you No, Bentley. That is really
Bentley, I'm not
interesting.
kidding.
It's really interesting.
I've been seeing it on social media and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I don't understand. So, is the artist going to drive it in the U.S.?
No, they will ship
bring
it
it
now.
back.
It's
That's like a
responsibility.
lot of money now.
But that's why it's winning
the
it. Or
point
if we
now.
find somewhere to be packing it there, then whenever it travels to the US, it cruises its
Because
way.
really, I mean, you
Who
could have
said
as well
it was
had
going to be
that-
there, though? It might
exactly,
be
it might be here.
I
It
don't
just
think
come back
so.
to the
When they're
No,
taking
they
it,
have to
they
take a
are doing
picture.
it
You know, they always
abroad.
do like the car is always part of the award.
But it's not
Yes.
a problem. Shipping is not a problem. Someone that has the money to buy a Bentley shouldn't have a problem shipping
He
it.
did not buy it.
And they
no,
no, I'm saying the organizers, of course, have
So
money
you
to
think
buy
they
it.
will want to help him ship it?
Exactly,
they will
because
have to help
that
him
would
ship it.
now be the.
It only makes sense that they
Are you
help him
kidding?
ship. Why would they help him ship it?
Why did they help
Where
him
is
ship
he?
it?
Where is he located?
And did they send him
Come
message?
on.
Why did they now take it abroad?
Why
Okay,
do
so
I-
let me just give you guys the 10 points. So hey, 10 facts. Eddies Awards have moved to the US, one. This year's Eddies will take place at Cobb Energy Performance Arts Center in USA. Now, the Eddies 15th edition will commence on July 2nd. Zinoliski, Benson, before Buju.
Wow.
Fruja and Ira Star up for next rated, according to
All
popular
right,
opinion.
congratulations
So one
to
of them will
all
win the car.
the next rated nominees.
Good to see you again. You're watching the news update on TVC, and we absolutely appreciate it. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's begin with our special coverage of the development in Ukraine, where the Russian military advance on Kiev may have been momentarily stalled. And this is due to the Ukrainian army resolve to resist the invasion of their country. But a senior U.S. defense official told journalists that fuel and food shortage are also responsible for slowing down the Russian forces running over the Ukrainian capital. The official said, quote, "We generally sense that the Russian military movement, the overarching movement on Kiev, is stalled at this point. We do think that some of it has to do with their own sustainment and logistics. And we also think that just in general, the Russians themselves are regrouping and rethinking and trying to adjust to the challenges that they have had," end quote. 6 days after Moscow invaded its ex-Soviet neighbor, the officials said a massive Russian convoy north of Kyiv is barely moving, but that the U.S. believes they still intend to surround and capture the Ukrainian capital by siege tactics if necessary.
President of Ukraine is accusing Russia of war crimes with residential areas also attacked and civilians, including 16 children, killed. In the northeastern city of Otaika, up to 70 Ukrainian soldiers have reportedly been killed in a Russian artillery strike. In a statement issued by Russia's defense ministry, residents of Kyiv have been warned that Russian forces are preparing to launch high-precision strikes against technological centers of the Ukrainian security service in Kyiv. According to the officials, The strikes are being carried out to prevent information attacks against Russia. But Ukraine Defense Minister warns of possible psychological attack by Russia. With the level of damage done so far, the United Nations has estimated that more than 660,000 persons have left Ukraine in search of safety. UN agencies have now launched an emergency appeal to respond to the rapidly escalating humanitarian crisis, calling for $1.7 billion to help people who have fled the country and those still trapped inside.
We have a duty to ensure that this crisis does not spread any further. But if we are to have any chance of ending this nightmare, then Putin must understand that he's set with unrelenting economic pressure and that the West will be united in supporting Ukraine and that we are ready for a prolonged crisis. I have no doubt that if the West can maintain the extraordinary unity that we have shown so far, if we can press ahead with the strategy we have set out of international, economic, humanitarian and diplomatic assistance to Ukraine, along with defensive weapons.
Well, that's all the updates this time. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to keep it here on TVC for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria with the ladies. Good morning.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and right about now, it's time for a very interesting conversation. Of course, I have with me right now certified mental health counselor with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling. And of course, we've had him here once and again, and his name is Olaiwola Abiola. He definitely will be discussing with us today something very interesting, okay? And welcome, first of all, to Wake Up Nigeria. Once again.
It's always a delight to be here.
Thank you very much. It was always a pleasure having you here. You always have a way of impacting us with knowledge about these things that are very, very important in life. Okay, so now the topic of the conversation is about, first of all, let me tell you, so this conversation is about me. So if you happen to tap into it, good luck to you. Okay, so today we're talking about, do you still like the things you loved about your partner? And if you actually do, why? Okay, so now let me break it down. So I think it would be very interesting to have this conversation, and very important considering the fact that, I mean, these days we're having a whole lot of weddings, but at the same time, a whole lot of divorces and all of that. So it's very important to know, okay, fine, what is the problem causing these divorces? Could it be that, okay, fine, when you meet someone, you fall in love with the person, and then right after that, you fall out of love with the person? So from a professional point of view, what is your take on this topic?
Wow, a very interesting one. Well, first of all, we can look at this from different perspectives. Number one, from what you have been conditioned psychologically and biologically. Number one, you have been conditioned, so to say, to attract someone that is opposite you. They say there's this knowing that opposite attracts.
Okay.
And there's also another understanding that says you attract someone that possesses what you lack, what you deny, the things you were denied and the things you missed, so to say.
Oh, is this psychological?
Yes, it's psychological. That's why I said you've been conditioned, so to say. So if you're going to attract someone that is opposite, you opposite attract. So let me bring a case in point. Maybe I'm a very quiet person, shy, I don't like all this attention, but you're attracted to a lady that is a kind of all eyes on me, life of the party, and you are just blown away by the way she conducts herself, the way she attracts attention from everybody. But you are not that kind of person. But lo and behold, now you are married.
Yes.
Now you are in a social function.
Yes.
And you are looking at her. You are just everywhere. The same thing that you loved earlier on.
Yes.
Now it's the same thing. It's like now you are married and this is putting you off, so to say.
Yeah.
So that's a particular dimension to it. But we also need to understand this, that it's not commitment if it's convenient. These days, sometimes the tolerance level of people is so low.
Very low, very
and that is the reason why you need to go beyond what you feel. Because what you feel is fleeting. After getting married, the realities of life come to the table.
Very true.
That's why you want to settle for things before getting married that are more important, things that are more, how do I put it, that go down to the very core.
Okay, so now could you give us examples of those things?
Okay, for example, there's nothing bad in having a very good look. You're a very good-looking person.
Oh, thank
but
you.
if that's all the guy coming to your life is after, then the person may be in for a lot of surprises because very soon you're going to be staying together. You're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to see your face without the makeup and every other thing. Are you getting me now? So you need to look beyond the physical. You need to look, okay, what are the things that matter to this person? What is your core? Does our values align with mine? Now, when you look at things at that level, even when you get to a point, maybe when you're pregnant and you are not as beautiful as you are now, you know, due to hormonal issues and things like that, he will still love you because he's looking at things deeper, things more important than just the physical, the ephemeral. But these days, sometimes people are more into what the partner has got to offer physically, not who they are. And in the school of marital success, who you are is superior to what you have.
Very true, very true. So, I mean, from this conversation alone, I can tell that it's actually very important that people actually go into counseling. Now, I know that a lot of people, before they get married, they get counseled. So what is the problem? Is it that they just attend and, like, they're not interested in, or they don't learn from what's actually being taught them? Because in the end, I mean, they still have a lot of issues in marriage, right? So when you get to that point where it feels like, okay, the things that first attracted you don't attract you anymore, what do you do?
That's the reason why I say professional premarital counseling is very, very important. Because at that point in time, you are going to come to the table, lay everything bare in a non-judgmental environment where you can say it the way it is. You want to tell him, these are the things, these are my expectations, and these are the things I expect from you also. These are my deal breakers. You know, going through a thorough professional premarital counseling will enable you to be able to establish those realities. So by the time you are getting married, you already know what you are in for. But the reason why we have a lot of issues today is that most of the time people don't really go for professional premarital counseling. I understand a great deal of work religious centers are doing beautiful. But from our experience, also being a leader in the church also, I've come to realize that most of the time we do not do a thorough job. Because marriage is beyond just the spiritual.
Very true.
It's an all-encompassing thing.
Very true.
It encompasses the mental state of the person, it encompasses the spiritual state of the person, also the physical state of the person. So most of the time, counselors at that level may not have the necessary skill or wherewithal to be able to address those salient issues. For example, issues of your childhood trauma that the lady or the guy is yet to resolve.
Very true.
A church counselor may not be able to resolve that, and that can be a major issue going forward in the marriage.
Very true.
But if you allow yourself to go through the normal process of professional premarital counseling, all those issues definitely must have been looked into one after the other.
Okay, great. So now where you find yourself at the point where you realize, okay, fine, you're actually now getting probably irritated by your partner, things you used to love and all of that, but now you're actually in there and probably married by now. So are there any practical steps that can be taken to actually just get yourself to that point where you actually enjoy those things again?
As a marriage is made up of different seasons. What they call the honeymoon season and the reality season. So honeymoon season, you are still looking to each other, eyes, I love you, and things, butterfly in the belly. But the time we come, the reality will set in. Yeah, that's when you will now get to understand that marriage is about commitment. It's not about what I feel. So each time there's an issue of irritation and things like that, definitely there are underlying issues. You probably want to have open, honest conversation. And if you can't resolve it, better seek for a professional counselor to be able to help you bring clarity to the table and bring a lot of perspective about the matter. I believe those issues can be resolved, especially, but unfortunately, most of the time it has been discovered that couples don't go for counseling, especially professional counseling, until after an average of 6 years. Of their relationship, even those that, and most people that don't even get to stay that long in marriage, eventually you can imagine those that stay longer don't go until after 6 years averagely. So that's the reason why a lot of people have issues. So go for post-marital counseling now that you are married to address all those underlying issues.
All those underlying. So when you actually notice you're at that point, right, where there's friction and all of that, so the best thing to do is actually go for counseling. So this kind of counseling, is there any duration or particular time allotted to it?
It depends on the issue you're bringing to the table. But basically, from my own practice, from my own experience, what I normally do is that I recommend minimum of 3 sessions. A session with the woman, a session with the man, then a session together. Then the outcome of those 3 sessions will determine whether they're going to need more sessions or not.
Okay, amazing. So now, from your professional point of view, what has been the most prevailing cause of like people getting to that point where they are not attracted to each other anymore? And what has been the rate of recovery?
Okay.
Yeah.
From my own experience and my private practice, I've come to discover the major reason is lack of self-awareness. People don't get to know themselves.
Like themselves
before they go ahead to fall in love. I tell people the first thing to do is you need to be self-aware. That's what we call mutuality. And at the root of mutuality is ability to know yourself and to know the woman or the man in your life. Knowing yourself will determine and inform the kind of person you allow into that space. But when people don't know themselves, they go for whatever comes their way. So most importantly is knowing themselves. But going for counseling is just like cancer. Presenting on time will save your life.
Definitely.
So also with counseling. So presenting on time, you have a very good good chance of having recovery.
Amazing. Of course, you're right here. So if you actually feel you're at that point, make sure you definitely reach out to him, and he'll definitely help you go through and take you right back to where you want to be in your marriage or relationship. Okay, right about now, we have something cooking in the kitchen, and we'd like you to join our 3 amazing ladies standing right there waiting to welcome you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, so for some quick breakfast, just quick.
Okay. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me once again. Okay.
Welcome to our kitchen. Been here before?
Yes, once.
Oh, okay. Welcome back. This is Chef Blossom.
Okay. I think she was the one who prepared the meal the other day too. If I'm not mistaken. I think so.
Yes, this morning Chef Blossom has made for you sweet potato porridge.
Okay.
So we'd like you to dig in quickly and let us know what you think.
Okay.
I hope you like sweet potatoes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm an African man now.
All
It's
right.
Yoruba man from the southwest, so I understand how this thing goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well done, Blossom. It actually looks very good.
Thank you.
Very, very, very good. So, what's your verdict?
This is nice.
Ah.
Tastes good as usual.
All right. Great. Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Olaiwola, for being here. And to all our guests for being here, thank you so much. Quickly, we have to say goodbye from Winfrey on the couch.
See you tomorrow.
All right. And that's it for today. Thank you, Blossom. And Lady Mary. Lady Mary. Anyways, we have to go now quickly. And yes, have a splendid day, people. Bye-bye.